Gather around, gentlemen. Are we primed and prepared to settle our scores on the Mario racetrack once more? Hello, boys. Oh, come on. Are you guys still sleeping? Those motherfuckers!
You'll keep calm, Barack. Relax. I was finishing my spaghetti, but I'm done now. And you can bet your bottom dollar on it, Barack. This time around, mark my words, I'll clinch the victory in a monumental manner. When it comes to racing, no one does it like me. Absolutely no one.
Hello, my cozy and old friends. I'm prepared to have some fun again. But Donald, come on now. We all understand that I'm the unparalleled Mario Kart virtuoso in this room. Let's find out if you can truly keep pace with me.
My choice for this showdown is Toad and Bowser, a splendid equilibrium between agility and robustness, if you ask me. Can we switch it?
Barack, we're not going to switch our characters again. That's too confusing. We keep going with the characters we choose in the first episode. So don't try to change some things behind my back. I'm here to claim the victory for tonight, and if everything be different, I have to start from the bottom to recognize everything.
Well, I never thought I would agree with Joe, but he's right. We're not changing certain things. It's too late since we've already started, you know. However, I have to say that my allegiance lies with the indomitable duo of Donkey Kong and Waluigi. Just like me, they know what it takes to be in the winner's circle. So let's consider this as a suggestion for our next Racing or Mario game.
What a silly combination, Donald. Why would you pick them when there are so many other characters available, huh? If you ask me, I've gone with Peach and Yoshi. It's important to keep a sense of camaraderie, you know?
No, I don't know. And don't call me dumb again, Joe. The next time I might actually drive you off the road or toss a bomb at your race car, then you'll be honking a different tune.
Oh, come on. It is okay to tell your preferences for characters, right? I'm actually curious which Mario character our viewers like best. Let us know in the comments below which Mario character you would choose. So boys, does everyone recall the times we indulged in this very game back in the White House?
I'm also curious about who you'll pick. I bet they'll go with Yoshi or Peach, guys. But yeah, absolutely, Barack. Those were the days, my friend. It's moments like these that symbolize the unity we aim to encourage.
Unity is all well and good, but let's not lose sight of the race, gentlemen. Brace yourselves. A blue shell is about to make an entrance.
Oh, really? I didn't see a blue shell, so maybe it's just something with your eyes, Donald. Leave the commenting to me. I was in the lead anyways.
Worry not, Barack. I've got a golden mushroom up my sleeve, about to zoom past you in the blink of an eye if you need it. Well, I mean, I'm not going to share it, but I will use it against Donald if you want me to.
Aye! Why should you do that, Joe? You can also use it against Barack. So you know what I told you. If you try to beat me in this race, I drop a bomb right above your car so that you are not able to drive again for the rest of the evening. But rest assured, you won't be leaving me behind. I've got a red shell that's got your name plastered all over it, Joe.
We all know you don't have that, but still well spoken. Is this a threat now?
I promise you, little jerk.
Joe, this is giving me serious flashbacks to our deliberations over healthcare reform. Though I must admit, this is significantly more enjoyable than listen to Donald's complaining hour.
Oh, do you really think so, Barack? So tell me, what kind of things have you been discussing? Maybe it's a good topic to talk about anyway. It's something I would think about for when I become president again, you know?
Well, that's not going to happen, Donald, but I will gladly take your ideas into consideration during my deliberations. So come on then.
Well, boys, I think that our experiences span a wide spectrum, and that could be our strength. Joe, during your tenure as vice president, you were instrumental in expanding access to healthcare. What's your perspective on where we can steer the ship next?
Precisely, Barack. I'm firm in my belief that we must build upon the foundations of the Affordable Care Act. Our focus should encompass driving down the escalating costs of healthcare, ensuring comprehensive coverage for all citizens, and uplifting the overall quality of care provided.
You know, competition has always been close to my heart, but I have a better idea, Joe. How about we inject more market dynamics into the healthcare equation? Imagine insurance companies vying across state boundaries, engaging in healthy competition, and don't steal my ideas, Grandpa, because I know for sure you will.
Competition might indeed have its merits, Donald, but we must be cautious that in our quest for competition, we don't inadvertently exclude individuals with pre-existing conditions. That was a pivotal concern during the formulation of the Affordable Care Act.
Absolutely, Barack. Our resolve must extend to safeguarding the most vulnerable among us. And speaking of vulnerable demographics, we need to give a significant boost to mental health services. The provision of accessible mental health care is a pivotal factor in promoting holistic well-being.
Joe, you're hitting the nail on the head. Mental health is a serious matter. However, let's not lose sight of the potential for regulatory simplification. Trimming bureaucracy can potentially drive down costs and enhance the efficiency of the system.
Regulatory streamlining does offer potential, Donald. However, we must also address the problem of rising prescription drug prices, which is affecting countless Americans.
You're right, Barack. We must empower Medicare to enter into negotiations for drug prices and usher in greater transparency in the pricing structure.
Well, folks, we're discovering some shared understanding here. Let's not overlook the importance of preventive care and strengthening public health infrastructure. A nation's success relies on the health of its people.
You're absolutely right, Donald. Prioritizing prevention and public health initiatives is a shift in the right direction, away from merely addressing ailments after they've taken hold.
Hear, hear, Barack. Let's wrap up this discussion and potentially reach a few important agreements. We could think about expanding coverage, tackling the issue of prescription drug costs, promoting a competitive environment, and intensifying our attention on mental health support and preventive health care.
That's a practical approach, Joe. With our combined perspectives and varied experiences, we could truly shape America's healthcare system into something that looks out for the health of all its citizens.
I wholeheartedly agree. By pooling our perspectives and strengths, we have the potential to revolutionize the landscape of healthcare in the United States.
Well, gentlemen, when three big minds like ours come together, there's no problem we can't overcome. Let's make it happen.
You know, Don, I've been mulling over something. It's curious how you seem to be all in for cooperation when it aligns with your interests. Why is that?
Well, Joe, you know the saying, cooperation is the name of the game, but only if it leads to a huge victory.
Ha 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 ha, ooh. Don, you do have your own unique approach to the art of negotiation.
You're right on the money, Barack. It's all about sealing the deal with a remarkable finish. However, I have to admit that I tend to work on my own, mostly because you can't really rely on others. I tend to overlook the fact that being considerate and empathetic towards them helps foster a positive work environment. Not really my strong suit, you know.
I have to hand it to you, Don. Your negotiation tactics are as distinctive as your signature hairstyle, but you're also a bit weird, you know. But as long as it works for you, it's fine, I think.
Well, Joe, my hair is a deal maker in its own right. It leaves an indelible impression, much like my deals.
I must say, Don, your hair does seem to negotiate quite skillfully with the forces of gravity.
Exactly, Barack. Gravity knows my hair doesn't back down from any negotiation.
So, Donnie, when it comes to cooperation, is it like your Twitter feed? Sometimes you're all for it, other times, let's just say it's quite interesting.
Bingo, Joe. Twitter is my version of global negotiation, 280 characters at a time.
You've definitely created a distinct niche for international diplomacy, Donnie.
You know, Barack, it's all about making deals, whether it's trade agreements or picking the right toppings for a pizza.
Haha, I might need to learn a thing or two from you, Don. We could write a whole new chapter on the art of tweeting.
I'm game for a collaboration, Joe, but remember, I always have the best words.
Yikes, and here I thought my speeches were quite polished. You really are a skilled wordsmith, Donnie. Ha ha.
Thanks, Barack, I guess. I've got a knack for words, but mine are simply the best.
Well, guys, I must confess this conversation has been quite the ride. Unexpected, entertaining, and definitely unforgettable.
See, Joe, even in our chats, I keep things interesting.
Just like your negotiating style, Donnie. A constant mystery.
That's the trick, guys. Keep them guessing, and I will keep them winning. It's the essence of deal making, you know.
Well, Don, you've definitely given us a lesson in your unique perspective on cooperation. Let's hope history remembers these memorable conversations well.
You can count on that, Joe. They'll remember me for my hair, my deals, and my Twitter diplomacy. But anyways, you know what comes to my mind right now?
Your pizza delivery order?
Ha ha, very funny, Joe. But no, I don't know if you guys, and I mean, with this, our viewers have watched the shorts we just upload, but our president was spotted in the dance club last weekend. Haha, that was so funny. Joe, tell us a bit over that moment.
Oh, I'm all ears for this, Don. I've seen you on TV, but I'd love to hear the first-hand account of your dance skills, too. If I'm not mistaken, I saw a clip of you dancing as well. Ha ha.
Count me in too, fellas. Dancing has always been a way to let loose and have some fun. Let's share some dance floor stories. You know, I had a blast this weekend shaking my arms and legs and grooving to the music. Woo-ha!
Well, let me tell you, my dance moves are tremendous. People say I've got the best rhythm. One time I was at a club and the DJ put on YMCA. I launched into the most tremendous YMCA dance you've ever seen. The crowd loved it. They were chanting YMCA. It was like a rally.
Oh man, Donnie, that's quite the image. I can just imagine you leading a dance floor rally to YMCA. Did you remember all the letters?
Every single one. Barack, YMCA. Nobody does letters like me.
Ooh, Don, that's a story for the books. Speaking of unforgettable moves, I've got a tale for you. Picture this. I was at a charity event and they played Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees. I couldn't resist. I channeled my inner disco king and did the classic finger point to the sky. The crowd went wild.
Haha, Joe, that's a solid choice. Stayin' Alive is practically an anthem. I can visualize you nailing that finger point. Did you have the disco ball spinning in your honor?
Hell yeah, you know it, Barack. They even threw in some disco lights for good measure. It was like a time warp to the 70s. Groovy.
All right, my turn again. So there was this time I was at a gala and they played Macarena. You won't believe it. I did the Macarena and people were cheering like crazy. It was a big hit, let me tell you.
Haha, Donnie, I can't quite picture you doing the Macarena, but I'm sure you gave it your own unique flair.
Oh, you know it, Barack. I've got my signature spin on every move.
All right, time for my encore. There was this one event where they played Twist and Shout. I grabbed the mic and gave my best rendition of Twist and Shout. The energy was contagious. People were twisting and shouting along with me. It was a real party.
Joe, I can just imagine the scene. Twist and Shout is a timeless classic. I'm sure you had everyone on their feet.
You bet, Barack. It was a twist and shout and good time.
Well, gentlemen, it's clear that each of us has our own unique dance floor tales to tell. Who would have thought that politics and dance moves could intersect in such a delightful way?
That's the beauty of it, Barack. We may have our differences, but we can all unite on the dance floor.
Agreed, Donnie. We might not always see eye to eye, but we can definitely bust a move in harmony. You can also book us for all your weddings, parties, or funerals.
Dance on a funeral, Joe? That's a bit unusual, don't you think? Have you ever seen someone perform at a funeral, you know, like a talent show for the afterlife?
Ha! Don, that's a new one. I haven't witnessed anything quite like that at a funeral, but I'm open to hearing some stories.
Ha, it is often a misconception that funerals should be very sad and sober. How beautiful is it that you can commemorate your loved one through her favorite music or dance that really happened?
Well, let me tell you, folks, I was at this funeral once, and as they were lowering the casket, a guy stood up and started juggling. Right there at the graveside. The mourners didn't know whether to cry or clap.
Haha, Don, that's a story for the books. Juggling at a funeral. I suppose it's one way to lighten the mood. Did he manage to keep all the balls in the air?
You bet, Barack. He had more balls in the air than any politician juggling promises.
Well, I've got a tale for you, Donnie. At a funeral I attended, a guitarist suddenly struck up a rendition of Stairway to Heaven. People were looking around like, is this really happening? It was like a concert with an unexpected opening act.
Hey, Joe, that's quite the unexpected musical choice for a funeral. Stairway to Heaven might not be the typical funeral dirge, but hey, it's a classic.
Exactly, Barack. The departed must have appreciated the creative tribute.
All right, here's one that takes the cake. The best one. I was at a funeral where a guy, get this, he set up a mini magic show right by the casket. Cards, rabbits, the whole shebang. People were in shock. They thought they were at a wake, not a Vegas show.
Haha, Don, you've truly witnessed some unconventional funerals. A magic show? That's certainly taking the concept of rest in peace to a whole new level.
You know, Barack, I've always believed in making a statement, even in the afterlife.
Well, guys, I've enjoyed these stories, but I have to say I haven't encountered any funeral performances that rival your tales.
Joe, perhaps that's a good thing. Funerals are usually a time for reflection and remembrance. But it's nice to know that people find unique ways to celebrate life even in the midst of sorrow.
You're absolutely right, Barack. In the end, it's about honoring the departed in a way that resonates with their spirit.
Well, gentlemen, one thing's for sure. If I ever go, I want a grand performance at my funeral. Jugglers, guitarists, magicians, the whole 9 yards.
Ha, Don, I wouldn't expect anything less. Your send-off would be unforgettable, just like your stories.
Here, Donnie, let's make sure it's a celebration that nobody could ever forget.
That's for sure, Joe. Hey, boys, it's been quite a memorable game night. When can we schedule another round of fun and games before we wrap up tonight?
Don, we all have our commitments, but count me in for another game night rendezvous. I reckon it's high time we revisited the virtual battleground and staged a rematch for the ages.
Here, Barack. The game night was an absolute riot. I've been dedicating some quality time to hone my strategy. Mark my words, Donnie, you won't be getting off easy next time.
Oh, really? Well, this night you did nothing special. But challenge accepted, Joe. I'm poised to reclaim my throne as the reigning game night champion. Trust me, nobody brings their A game quite like me, nobody.
Don, your confidence truly knows no bounds. I must admit, I'm genuinely intrigued by the prospect of a rematch that promises such epic stakes.
Well, Don, do you remember our last game of Monopoly? You were wheeling and dealing like a real estate mogul, making moves that would make even the most experienced investors envious.
That's how I roll, Joe. Monopoly is essentially a canvas for the art of the deal. And let's be real, nobody wields the art of the deal quite like yours truly. I even got my hands on Park Place and Boardwalk.
And let's not forget that you transformed those properties into towering hotel skyscrapers in what felt like mere minutes. You definitely elevated the game to a level we hadn't anticipated.
But let's also recall our trivia night. Barack, you were dropping historical insights as if you were reading straight from a history book.
Well, Don, you can't underestimate the value of a good education, even if it's being put to the test in the realm of trivial matters.
And then there was our adventure in Pictionary. Donnie, your imaginative drawings had us all puzzled and confused. I'm still trying to decipher what your detailed stick figure masterpiece was supposed to represent.
Joe, it was modern art, abstract and open to diverse interpretations. I embraced the power of imagination and outside-the-box thinking.
It was way outside the box thinking. Don, your artistic ventures truly are a testament to your unique genius.
So let's bring this to a decision. When's our next game night, gentlemen?
Well, how about we do it after tomorrow? I'll make some time to game with you guys. There's always room in my schedule for these nights.
Sounds perfect for me. I'll ensure my schedule is cleared for this ultimate game night showdown.
You better believe it, Don. Brace yourself for some awe-inspiring strategies.
Joe, I'll be ready for you. So, for tonight, we're going to end this episode. It was an interesting evening, boys. Thanks for that.
Absolutely, Donald. It was great playing with you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed watching our race as well. It would be wonderful if you could show your support by giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel to stay updated on all our future races.
Yes, you don't want to miss that. Thanks for watching, guys, and drop something nice in the comments if you like. See you in the next video.
All right, see you, boys. Thanks for tonight.
Bye, boys. Have a great evening, you all.